So the idea for Fierce really came about in a season where I was coaching at the U7 level, and I was also helping coach at the U15 AAA level. I was on the board, and I saw some programming gaps. I saw programming gaps for our youngest female players, and I thought that we could approach programming in a different way. So Fierce really is all about putting females at the center of all of our decisions. Well, I have been involved in the sport in a variety of capacities for a long time. I do like to share that I was a ringette convert. When I was my daughter's age, girls weren't pushed into hockey, they were pushed into ringette. And so it was actually in junior high when I switched. And I share that because I think that is a really important part of my philosophy, right? I feel like I should have had the chance to just go straight into hockey. And so I want to be able to provide females with that option. And that there's amazing opportunities in now with scholarships. I mean, we have athletes at our college who are playing and having amazing experiences, the PWHL. Like there's a lot of growth in the space. And so that has definitely had an influence on my philosophy. I would say as my life stage has changed, my interest in the sport has changed. So when I was younger, I was interested in competitive hockey. I wanted to coach competitive teams because I wanted to be a part of that feeling again. And then as I had kids and moved into more grassroots, I've fallen in love with teaching kids to skate, teaching them to see what they're able to do. And the trajectory of improvement is like off the charts at the young ages. You can have kids who are barely standing up 1 month who are finding their glide, the next month. And so that's a huge motivator for me now. The intergenerational model that we use is obviously there's women who are leaders on the ice, who are like me, who have daughters in the system. And so we're parent coaches. And so players can have a very different relationship with us than they might, say, a young adult. So I've been very fortunate to have quite a few of our Cougar women's hockey team members come and participate in different programs I've run, including Fierce, and they connect differently with these players. It's a different kind of dynamic. And the intergenerational piece is these younger women who are interested in coaching or interested in leadership roles, they can learn from those of us who have experienced coaching. And I've had feedback like this. I had a 15-year-old who was involved in some of my programming, and she shared with me, I want to be a teacher and an educator, and it's really interesting for me to watch how you structure practices, what you do to keep the kids engaged or listening, or just the momentum and the pace of things so that they're always learning something. Connections between Fierce and International Women's Day to me is equity, right? We're trying to create opportunities for a group within the sport of hockey that really haven't had these opportunities before, and to give them an experience that they haven't had before, right? I go back to the players that are in rural communities and they don't have the option of potentially playing on an all-female or being in an all-female environment. The other piece is supporting women by giving them an environment that is low risk to try out coaching. And a lot of times we'll hear, it needs to be the most experienced person. And you need to give people an opportunity to get the experience, to build the confidence. And so that's where that mentorship and that role modeling comes in, and the networking, right? I had one woman who said, I really want to get into coaching, and I just need a little bit more experience so that when I submit my resume, I have more on it. Can I come and be a part of your camp? And I said, absolutely, you can be a part of my camp. Like, I'm happy to offer you that opportunity to help support your development and growth. I think the one thing that came to me is the feedback that I get from the parents, the emails that I get, the instant messages that I get after camps. They often make me cry. And I mean, I'm a crier, so that's fine. But because of how they're seeing their player so much more confident in this environment. They're seeing the impact in such a short period of time. And that's what keeps me going, is the stories that I hear from the parents, and also, as I've mentioned, from the leaders, from the volunteers who talk about, maybe some of the challenges they've had, and then how much fun they had, how welcoming it felt. That is pretty amazing.